So our first one is going to be Dustin Brehmer versus Brad Elkey.
Yeah, and this is actually that matches the vanilla. This is the base set, and there is a Brain World that is hanging out there, and this is what a trade row. There's trade, there's scrap, there's 2 if not 3 bombs on the board,
and you got to go with the trade when there's the 3 expensive bombs.
Yeah,
but then the question is, do you say, heck, I'm going to go take the 2 missile bots and just try and push them off the table? Because other than that, you're going with explorers, and that seems like a very risky proposition.
Yeah, this is something that I've talked about a few times on the stream, the idea of undercutting. So you see the bombs. Can you race your opponent and beat them before the bombs take effect? Because you're basically giving them up if you go a couple missile bots here, but you know your deck's going to be faster. Can you get the cycle? Can you get enough damage? There's not a lot of cheap damage out there besides the missile bots. He's going to do it.
Let's see what the next one is. Yeah.
Okay.
So we've got clearly defined roles now.
Okay, yeah.
The person who's going for the brain roll, the person who's going for the damage.
This is going to be exciting. Yeah, we're going to see what happens. We know that Brad's going to have 4 trades, so he's probably, maybe go 2 explorers here. I'm not sure. He goes 2 explorers.
Yeah, he's committed. I mean, it's tempting to take the embassy out.
Yeah.
But the thing is, he's leaving nothing good for his opponent, because his opponent's on the damage plan and taking the embassy out here.
Right.
And by taking 2 explorers, he gives himself a realistic chance of getting some really expensive stuff his first time through.
Yep. And he's going to take those explorers. Those are 2. They cost 2. They give 2, and you can scrap them out for 2 damage. 2.
Wow, this is going to be really interesting, because we know what the plan is, and yet Brad did just take 2 explorers, so he could get lucky and get one of the 6 or 7.
He could get 7 and grab the dreadnought and 2 missile bots with the dreadnought.
Yeah,
I don't know if you get brain roll at that point.
Dustin's got to be a little bit happy that he's whiffing on his first hand, because that means he could be clumping his trade.
It could. Yep. So
now I would probably take Embassy Yacht, because he wants to stay alive, and he's already got the 2 explorers and the trade bot in his deck. So
and he's going to be going for Brain World, right? So getting 2 bases later. The Embassy Yacht's certainly going to faction off, or hit its ability.
He's really committed to that trade.
He's going.
I certainly, given that it was the right play before, I don't think it's crazy to do it this way now.
For those who don't know, the Brain World is arguably the strongest, or one of the strongest cards in the game. It is a base.
Especially in the base set.
Especially, just alone in the base set. You get to scrap 2 cards in your hand or discard pile, and then draw 2 cards.
And it looks like he has 7 trade for next turn. And let's see. Oh, he's trying to decide whether to scrap.
And he's going to take the Yacht.
Yeah, he was considering...
Could also take that fighter if he wants to keep it cheap. He's going to
go push him off the table.
He's going to scrap out the scout there. Does he get rid of the explorer, or does he keep that side?
I think it's too soon.
I think it is. It's his only trade at this point, besides the MC Yacht.
Yeah.
And he does keep it.
And it's still an expensive row. Sure, he's not going to get first choice over those things, but he's probably going to get at least one of those cards.
And here comes the hit. Is it enough?
No,
it's enough for 7. Dreadnought's still good. Still good. He wanted Brain World, though, before this deck shuffle. He wanted the Brain World to be coming in.
Right. But that's going to help that he took those 2 explorers before, because it'll greatly increase the chance of getting now. And he's got, I think in his bottom 3 cards, he's got 1 explorer.
Yep.
So it could very easily happen this shuffle through.
And even if Dreadnought comes up, it's a draw. It's a cantrip. So it's not actually going to change the amount of trade in his hand. 3 takes supply out, so really monopolizing cheap scrap.
Right, so if he doesn't get the Brain World soon, he's going to fall way behind on scrapping.
Yep. Yeah, and he takes another Explorer. So on the next deck shuffle, I imagine he's just going to get rid of everything, really come down to a clean deck. There's the Dreadnought.
That's a lot of trade.
Wow.
I think we got a Brain World.
I think we have a Brain World hitting the table, for sure.
And he's at 45. I think it's still... could be very decisive at this point.
It could.
I don't know if Brad's gotten enough of a jump on him. And the Explorers are going away because he wants to draw Dreadnought and Brain World. That's all he cares about right now.
That's it. The fact that he got Brain World is one thing, but the fact that he has Dreadnought backing it up.
He didn't turn over the next card into the trade row to just have all the information before making that decision. But whatever.
He's just so excited about the Brain World.
Yeah, who can blame him?
And that does give him 36 to 45.
Yeah, it's tough to be behind on the scoreboard like that, and your opponent has both Dreadnought and Brain World.
Really tough.
And you've got a bunch of Explorers in your deck.
Mm-hmm. Did he bottom deck some of his scrap cards? He only scrapped 1 card, and he had 3. Yeah, he did. I think he bottom decked that missile bot.
One of his missile bots, yeah.
So that's kind of unfortunate.
So do you scrap a Viper from hand when you're trying to push your opponent off the table here?
Oh, jeez. He's got 4 trade, is that right?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you can't take more Explorers.
Maybe you buy the Federation shuttle and see what gets turned over before you decide with the scrapping decision, because you've already got 1 blue card.
You have an Embassy Yacht. He's going to be scrapping down.
Wow, he's doing that before buying anything. That's interesting.
So I think he's just trying to push him off.
Maybe he's decided not to buy anything.
I think he's decided not
His
to buy.
opponent's at 45.
It's
all right. Okay.
He's in a really tough spot.
I mean, he does have 3 scrappers, so maybe it's right to not buy the Federation shuttle because it obviously doesn't do any damage.
And he's going to have 5 here. Once again, he's in the same situation.
Well, he's assuming Dustin will buy something, and maybe that'll turn something better over.
Dustin didn't buy.
Oh.
Dustin played a whiff. He played 3. He played a whiff, and he didn't buy. So 36 to 40. He's got 5. Does he take he didn't do it last time. Would he do it now? I mean, there's a higher chance of a 4 cost or less popping up after he takes the shuttle, but if he flips something huge, he's got to be worried about that for Dusto.
Well, I mean, but there's already good expensive things in play.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, you take it, right?
At this point, I think you have to. You flipped for it. You took the shuttle.
I think you got to take it. Among things, you don't really want Dustin to have it. Oh, and then that worked out nicely.
There you go. Okay. Oh.
Ooh.
That's a tough one. A cutter behind Brainworld's pretty nice. Yeah, he's going to take that right away.
And Dustin's like, I'll take that.
Yep. Now with 3, I don't think he wants the shuttle.
I mean, I don't know. Like, when you're the Brainworld player and you just take a cutter, it's tempting because he'll scrap out his deck pretty quickly and could start pairing off that blue and sitting behind the Brainworld. But he's like, nah, I'm the aggressor with the Brainworld. I've got the Dreadnought.
There you go. Now this is where this is going to start.
So Brad is ahead on the scrapping. Mm-hmm. So it might, and who knows, it might be a while before Dustin draws his.
If he bottom decks the Brainworlds,
sure. And he's about to take a big hit, and he's going to scrap that Explorer.
Yes.
He could use some bases to go with his embassies.
he could, but he doesn't.
He doesn't have the trip. Yeah. At this point, he's got 3 blue cards. It's got to be tempting to take the shuttle and see what comes up.
Well, he keeps getting. He does.
Oh, and
well, I mean, you already took the other one. Sure. So he's taken 2 Federation shells and 2 Imperial fighters because they've been there. And there's another blocked lane. Look at this. Everything's 6 or more. Everything's 6 or more in a row.
But I still think you scrap the Explorer here because you're going to be trying Federation shuttles and embassy yachts.
So 11 damage going through, and first draw here for Dusto. He snags it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's nice to have a discard pony drop, but at least, there's nothing wrong with drawing it early.
No. Because if your opponent whiffs, that's two uses of Brainworld.
He's got the cutter, so he's going to go back above 30.
He's going to grab that. Do you grab a base or do you grab flagship here? He's got the trade. Do you keep the trade? Do you keep the cycle? I think you do. There it is.
Yeah, I mean, his opponent's only at 33, and his opponent doesn't have. Well, his opponent does have some health gain, but among these, you don't want the person who's got a bunch of blue to get that flagship.
Right. Yes. No damage though. No damage, but that's going to be probably in this hand. If Brad can get the Federation shuttles or the Imperial fires to be sticky,
he really needs to get rid of that Brainworld right away. Otherwise, he's going to be way behind.
He has to make this happen.
Okay.
And I think he does it. Yeah. Barely.
Yeah. So he's still in the game because I think that otherwise he wouldn't be. And
he knows the discard. Oh,
what?
This is weird because I play with Brad and he
normally plays more precisely.
Yeah, he normally plays that, and he just
he's even buying things for me.
He gives me a hard time for doing that.
Well, it must be the lights of the camera.
It must be. But Dusto did. So he did tell him to discard, and Dusto did discard. So Dusto discarded actually a Viper. So it's got to feel good to have enough damage. It's going to have 7.
Yeah, that's one of the key things about not giving the information about whether I'm getting rid of your Brainworld before deciding what you're going to discard.
Right. Yep. But that was, if Brad's going to win this game, that was a huge play to draw enough to get rid of that Brainworld, because that Brainworld's going to take a while to come
certainly keeps him in the conversation of winning this game. That's for sure.
Yeah, still a really.
He's got a lot of gas in his hand.
And is the Battlecruiser there is looking pretty good.
And he can afford whatever he wants.
And he's actually. I said the cards had to be sticky. I think I see 2 Federation shuttles there.
At 25, is it tempting to take the machine base? It draws through your deck. It's a base to start getting on an MCI plan. It triggers all your red ally abilities, which you've got a lot of in your deck.
I mean, I feel like I see Central Office up there, though. I see Central Office up at the top.
But you're at 25.
That's
about to change his ability.
Yeah. It's gonna. I mean. I could see it going either way. I could see Battlecruiser, to be honest, because it's a cantrip. It's going to cycle out to destroy Brainworld. It's another card that's going to try to keep that down.
If you take your Central Office, you can grab that battle.
Exactly. I think Central Office is just a really strong card. Ooh. Interesting.
Is it got enough for that recycling station?
No,
he doesn't.
Short, so he's going to scrap out. And not take an Explorer, worth noting. There's a time where you take card, for those who are maybe like learning the game or something, you don't always have to buy. Don't always use your trade. If you're taking something into your deck, you want to ask yourself if that's what you want coming up after you shuffle. Brain World comes up again first. These first draws on Brain World.
Wow. That's big. That's big. And again, he's got the cutter with it. So that'll tie the score. Although he's actually got a point of damage this time.
And he's got the... okay. Once again, like no damage though coming out. So he's getting the Brain World out with these hands. He takes the Port of Call, which is maybe the recycling station is a bit much on the cycling side, but I think maybe taking the bike there. Port of Call can scrap out to destroy a base and draw a card.
The recycling station's got to be pretty tempting there.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't take that. Just to get Brain World and like you said, Brain World and Dreadnought. Let's get those up as much as possible.
Not that there's anything wrong with Port of Call.
Not that there's anything wrong with Port of Call. We've seen this hand before. This is like a carbon copy hand of the last time he had Brain World out, so that's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's like we're doing a replay.
Yeah, we're just
turns.
This is deja vu. This is deja vu. And
then
then Dreadnought comes out. You got to be kidding me.
Oh, so now he's got to draw.
Do it.
Maybe can you imagine if he draws Brain World here?
Well, so I can already see Brad's facial expression.
The great news for Brad is now the Dreadnought and the flagship are missing the shuffle for Dustin.
It's true.
Although Dustin's deck is shrinking.
He has
fast.
a small enough deck, and he
allies the flagship while putting an outpost out. Brad's heart's got to be sinking right here because he's going to just take a ton of damage. He's way behind, and his opponent could have Brain World next turn.
Is he going to keep Port of Call out? I think so. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There's no reason to go for the draw. I just don't know. Like, he's down to so little. He could draw a Brain World, but I think that's just a little too aggressive.
Yeah, no, he's coming from a position of control here. Don't give your opponent any outs.
We call this rainbow.
Yeah.
Brad, I think actually showing it to the camera there, kind of holding it out and be like, hey, did you guys see this rainbow?
Brad's presumably going to scrap the scout from his hand.
I would assume so. And he is going to have enough to get through the port. He's having enough with these cards to make it happen.
Yeah, but as long as it's all of it's going to Dustin's bases, Dustin's pretty happy.
Yep. And I think Brain World's going to be up here.
And you're right.
Yep.
Again with the trade pod, like the trade pod and the Brain World seem to go together. Does he have the cutter in his hand? I think, or if he didn't before, he does now.
Cycle. His deck is becoming so efficient. So efficient. Brad's got to put something together here in the next hand, maybe. The game might. Dreadnought scraps out for 12 total. He's at 21. That's more than 50%.
Flagship.
Oh, my God. It's just going to start stacking up. And now he can grab Port of Call. And, Cutter factions. We might be seeing it. I would be surprised if he gets rid of the Port of Call to draw. He doesn't. He only has two starters.
I mean, I don't see. He's at 37, and you can leave two outposts out that are 6.
That's a good point.
I wouldn't give Brad the opening.
It might be a little too aggressive. Like, this is a safe play to leave those out there, right?
I agree. I totally agree.
Yeah. Especially when you're healing for 9.
What in Brad's deck is going to do 46 and get rid of 2 outposts? If he could pick 5 cards to have in his hand, there's no 5 cards in Brad's deck.
He did it anyway. He did it, and he drew a scout. Well, I mean, Brad, look at what he has in his hand. He is so thankful that he did that. That card would have stayed alive.
I was going to say, I guess Dustin's been going to the same magic school as you.
Apparently something, man. I don't know. But he's
getting impulsive.
An opportunity, but he's going to draw his whole deck anyway, right? He only has 5 cards in his deck
and he won't be drawing Port of Call.
Right.
Wow. I mean, I don't think it's going to matter because I think he's still going to win. It just does. It
just seemed like a safe play to just leave it out.
Yeah,
like it's not really doing it.
I couldn't see any drawback to leaving it out.
So scrapping. So now he doesn't have the hand that he would want here. This is not. I don't know if the bike will actually make it back in.
He's going to have.
Does he scrap out a Viper? Yeah, because he's got enough to just 7. But 11.
Yeah.
If Dreadnought is just a win. If he plays Dreadnought and that's just going to scrap out and win, I'm assuming he has that in his hand. He's going to. There you go. He does have it in his hand. I think he's just choosing not to play it. Just for the sake of. Oh, it does. Yeah. Okay. It's hiding. It's just hiding there, and there it is. So that means Dustin Brehmer up to 3-2.
I think that that game was about that turn one trade pod.
Right,
and
I think so.
That said to Brad, okay, I'm not the one going for Brain World, and that mattered.
It's worth noting, I would not, from the opening buys, have said Authority Game was going to be a part of this game. And it ended up, both players were healing quite a bit. That's actually surprising. I wouldn't have even expected that.
It hurt Brad that he kept getting in situations where it was take Explorers, take nothing, or start things off with a Federation Shuttle.
Right, yes,
exactly. And the Federation Shuttle was not compatible with the strategy he was going for when he took those missile bots.
Right, yeah, that's true. Yeah, so 54-0, quite a match there. Quite a match.
Yeah.
And